Hi everyone, Adam with etrailer.com. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Inno square bar roof rack system on our 2019 Honda Odyssey. So this is going to be a great way to get a lot of that cargo on the inside of your Odyssey up and out of it onto our roof. A lot of the time some people use cargo baskets in the hitch, but that adds quite a bit of length to the back of your vehicle. So if you're not really wanting to do that, if you're going to be in some close quarter situations, or you just rather just have it up on top so you don't have to worry about all that, I do think that this system will be a good choice for you guys. But one thing that this is lacking is just the T-slot type attachments that we can put on top of it. We won't be able to do so, but a lot of those attachments are just going to wrap around your bars, and these are going to be able to use all of those on them. So if you're putting on, let's just say, a rooftop cargo box, a cargo basket, maybe even a couple of bike carriers or even a kayak carrier, whatever it is, I do think that these bars are going to get the job done. They are made of steel, so they are going to be pretty hefty, and they do have a nice coating on them to match our Odyssey here, but also just to help resist against that rust and corrosion over time. Another thing to think about is just the fact that we have about 3 rows of seating here. If we're going on a big long trip, that's a lot of people. They're going to have a lot of cargo. So being able to put this up on top here just so they have more leg room, it's probably going to be best. I know when I go on trips, the more room I have, the happier I am. So let's just go ahead and do some measurements for you on our Odyssey. These are going to be the 58-inch bars. So let's do some measurements from our roof. The top of our roof to the bottom of our bar, it's going to be about 2.5 inches. And then from the top of our roof to the top of our bar, it's going to be a little less than 3.5 inches. So just to keep in mind, our sunroof, we didn't have any issues opening and closing that. And also, this doesn't really sit a whole lot higher than the antenna on our back. So I don't think we'll have any issues, in a low parking garage or even your garage hitting the roof with any of our roof rack. But always re-measure once you put maybe an attachment on top of there, just to know how much room you have above your roof. So we do lose a little bit of functionality, the fact that we don't have any T-slots on top of our square bars here, but these will be able to get you about 220 pounds of weight capacity, which is a little bit more than what we usually see. Another thing that's cool is just the fact that we don't have to purchase some locking cores separately. A lot of the times that's the case. We gotta buy this whole roof rack system and then buy a separate locking core, and then we gotta install them. These, we don't have to worry about that at all, and we get 2 keys with our kit, and it's super easy. A lot of other roof rack systems, you really need a tool. Sometimes they're maybe even attached to your cap, but you still need a tool. This way, we just have a little flap here, and that's going to control the tightening and loosening of this bottom strap, and it just makes it super easy and a lot quicker. I just know I always lose things, so when it's attached to the product already, I always give it a thumbs up. And it is super easy to get these bars up and installed. It only took me about 10 minutes, but let's stop talking about it and let's just show you. So the first thing that we need to do is obviously take our crossbar, and we're going to take our keys and take our cap off. That's step 1. Now, all we really have to do is just slide this on like that. You just want to make sure that this little tongue is facing out. I'm going to do that for the second bar, or second foot 2. Cap off. Slide it on. Just like that. And then we can take our tongue and just start twisting it counterclockwise, because we just want to get this rubber strap out of its little home there. And we're going to have to loosen that quite a bit. But we can either do that here or up on top there. But I already put our back one on. All we need to do now is just kind of put it up into place. Kind of sit it up on there. Try to get it as lined up as we can. Slide that little rubber steel strap under like that. It'll sit really nicely, but like I said, we're not going to be able to lift it all the way up yet. That's what we got to just keep loosening this guy. And what I like to do is loosen it enough to where I can get it up into that little groove there. And then once we do that on both sides, then what I like to do is just make sure that they're nice and even with each other. And of course, an even measurement between our front and back bar on both sides, just to make sure they're nice and straight too. So once it's all in place and everything's nice and even, all you gotta do is just turn this little knob here. Once you get it tight enough, it'll secure this bar into the feet, and then you just flap it down and replace that end cap. And then you can do the same for the cap on our bars. Then we can go ahead and just do that same exact thing for the other side. Well, everyone, that just about does it for a look at the Inno square bar roof rack system on our 2019 Honda Odyssey.